Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Yo! Yeah! Welcome to the ride. Welcome to the ride. It's Tuesday on the ride. Yeah, man. Happy to be back. Happy to be back. Although I didn't go nowhere. Always happy to be back in the air chair. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Why my internet looking like that? My internet looking horrible. I'm watching it on my monitor. I don't know why it looks like that, guys. Anyway, guys, welcome to Ride Along Live for today. It's Tuesday, the 13th day of May. And May is a happy month because it's my birthday month. And I love May. I love May. Everything beautiful happens in May. Right? Right? Nice. All right, guys. So as you come and go ahead and share up the thing and give me a quick thumbs up so we can start up the thing. Make sure you hear me good. I'm looking at my monitor and I'm seeing a little pixelation in my internet. The reason being, I believe, is because there have been a lot of rain lately in my area. Shouldn't affect it, but you know what the thing does go with technology. You can't fight with technology, yeah? So give me a thumbs up if you could hear me, at least if you could hear me properly. Give me a quick thumbs up. All right, and while you're giving a thumbs up, what you do is you go up to the page and you just say, yeah, good day, Rose. Yeah, you give us a nice followers. So just add all your followers, all your friends, everybody. Just add followers. Rachel, how are you doing? Good night. How are you doing? Add followers. Let me do it here as well. There we go. Add followers. Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful. Yeah. Lenora, yeah, you hear me good? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, today we have an interesting and important conversation and one that we have to dive into. We have to talk about it, right? We have to talk about it. Now, my guest today is someone that have been spoken about a lot on this platform. A year ago, we did have someone from CSERT, right? It's a W from CSERT, and he came on and he was speaking, and this gentleman name came up, right? So for the past year or so, although I never met the gentleman, never spoken to him prior to earlier today, his name came up on the radar, right? For a lot of different things. So people have mixed emotion about this person. And when they hear Jexie Gibbs, people have a mixed bag of feelings. So I decided that we should have a conversation with Jexie Gibbs because as a friend not a friend, someone from Guyana sent me some information. And as you know, guys, I always like to hear from the source. Now, when I put up the post, I saw you guys saying, oh, Junior George, there's nothing better to do, because they don't think that I should be talking to Jexie Gibbs, right? For whatever reason. But we're different, right? I want to hear from everyone, simply because everyone have a story to tell. So you may know Jexie Gibbs, as I said earlier. His name came up in various things, and we'll get a chance for him to kind of speak about some of the circles that his name been calling. But as I said earlier, as of recently, the incident surrounding Adriana Young, right? Adriana Young is this 11-year-old that was found unalived in a pool there in Guyana. Now, it was a public uproar. People protested. The family came out, and not only the family, but people who felt that justice would not be served for this young lady came out. There was protest. There was widespread protest in Guyana. There was fight between the police and protesters, and we all saw it unfold on social media. So how Jexie Gibbs' name came up in this, we're about to find out, because of course people know Jexie Gibbs as an individual from Grenada, right? So we're gonna put all the dots together for you. All right. So a lot to talk about, a lot to understand, a lot to unpack, right? A whole lot. Right. So a lot to unpack. But before I bring on Jexie, this is what I need you guys to do. I need everybody to add followers, guys. I need everybody to add followers. A lot of us, look at the quality in this. I don't know why the quality is so bad. I don't know why the quality of the video is so bad. It's horrible. Yeah. It's very bad. If you anyway, guys, I'm not dwell on that. As long as you guys could hear me. So let us bring on Jexie Gibbs, right? And Jexie Gibbs, let me make sure that he could hear me and I could hear him, because today he's going to be joining us via audio only, right? He's not going to be joining us via video. He's going to be joining us via audio only. So let me see if I can make that connection right now. Jexie, could you hear me?
Most definitely, sir. Good afternoon to you, to the people of Grenada, Guyana, the Caribbean, and the wider world.
Yeah. Welcome to you, Jexie. Again, as I said, I've never spoken to you before until today. I believe we had some correspondence back a year or so ago when there was allegations against you. I basically gave you an opportunity to come on, explain your part, but you declined, understandably. But you decided to take me up on the offer here today, and I appreciate that very much.
No problem. Not a problem.
All right. So, Jexie, before we go on to things, right? I mean, you, to your own admission, right? You claim to be a person that was gang affiliated. In your own admission, you told you claim you said that you were.
That's correct.
Right. So you was arrested and convicted of causing harm in 2009 after you said it was attacked for possession of firearm and ammunition in 2001 and
Right.
other causing harm in 2008. You serve your time.
Right.
And also your name was often called in a number of different scams by the Grenada authorities. You was said to be part of an operation called the Food Boss, Superior Deal Grenada, the Christmas raffle. They said that you was involved in the collar hair salon and the wig thing, the Jamera Jack thing, the Elizabeth Mohammed thing. Your name called a lot in all of these circles. So my first question to you, Jexie, whenever people hear your name, it's always something involving something. Either it is crime related or scam related. Knowing full well, I mean, you are a very, very, very talented person from what I heard from you. So
Right.
tell us about Jexie and why all of these things keep coming up when your name, scam and other operation, when your name emerge in conversation.
Well, in relation to gang affiliation, right?
Uh-huh.
As I've done on numerous occasions publicly, I'll also do it again here, right?
Right.
So I have a very long history, a very long criminal history. Ever since a teenager, I was involved in delinquent activities, gang activities. I was sent away by my mother to live in a foreign country as a result of gang-related activities and stuff like that. While overseas, I got deeper involved in criminal and gang activities. You know, I went to prison multiple times in Toronto. I was even involved in prison gangs, etc. Picked up charges while in prison, and eventually, after a few years, I was deported back to Grenada. Right. Upon arrival in Grenada, I realized that there was this gang war that had started between my community and another community, of which one of the leaders, you know, was a good friend of mine. That's my friend from the Carnage. So for years, I've tried my best to put a peace between those gangs. I was very unsuccessful. But on numerous occasions, I did prevent a lot of bloodshed from taking place based on the relationship that I had with one of the main leaders of the other side, right, which is the Ginger Crew, you know? So in terms of gang affiliation and gang relation, I can testify to that, right? I was a
Right.
very high-ranking member of the notorious, you know, DSB gang. However, in relation to scamming, you can check the records. The Magistrates Court, the Supreme Court of Grenada. You can check with the prosecutors. Never once in my life have I ever been charged for scamming. Never once have I ever been brought to court, brought before a judge for scamming. Never once have I been found guilty by a judge or a juror of scamming. I have no knowledge of these things. I don't understand why my name is so easily to be caught up. In relation to Food Boss, I was actually the person, I was the owner of Food Boss.
Right.
Food Boss was not
that a scam operation?
No, it was not a scam. Food Boss was one of the greatest things in terms of, how should I put it? Food catering in Grenada, it was the greatest thing that could have happened to Grenada. However, there were a few mistakes that were made by some of the employees that had
Right.
led to this being labeled as a scam. So I'll just go to it a little bit, right? So
Uh-huh.
Food Boss, the idea was this. You pay $100 EC upfront, and for 31 days, we supply you with restaurant quality meals, different meals, right? Very delicious menu. And we will do deliveries all over Grenada, free of cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I had 4 vehicles doing distribution nationwide, free of cost. At one point, I had 9 employees working at the location, the main location in Woodlands, right opposite the wireman's house, right?
Uh-huh.
I also had over 60 something sales agents working on commission online. Their duty was just to simply advertise the service, and they get a 20% commission of every person that they get to sign up for this subscription deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, our customers consisted of, up to this day, when I say up to this day, I still keep all of the records. Police officers. One of the police officers, I think his name was Mr. Trevor from the traffic department. There were a few of them from there. Um, we used to have to do drop-offs at the SSU camp, Antillian Insurance, um, Limaki Mall, the eye
So
clinic over the Carnage,
you had a lot of customers, high profile
all
customers.
over. Right. So guess what happened? So say for example now, you, Junior, you paid
Uh-huh.
$100 today, right? You got your receipt and everything. The mistake I made was saying, okay, from tomorrow, please the Lord, you're going to start receiving your meals. All right.
Uh-huh.
What I was advised to do was, okay, let it be a waiting period, because there's a lot of persons, like every single day, dozens and dozens and dozens of persons were joining the list. All right. So Food Boss had over 200 and something customers within like 2 weeks. All right. So say, for example, you paid your $100, Junior, and you're expecting your meal tomorrow, right? Your name is supposed to be added to the list. One of the main problems we had, 2 computers that I had, right? One had crashed. The other one, it was not picking up the Wi-Fi at the location where we were operating from. So the list, the delivery list that I had to distribute to the drivers on a daily basis, it was not computerized. We couldn't get to do the spreadsheets and whatever. So one of the young ladies who were working with me, Vanessa, one day while they were out shopping for the business, she said, "Boss, where we here, they got those books. Like the attendance books that the teachers use in school, and they would draw rows and columns, the very big ones. Maybe we can use that for the meantime until we get the Wi-Fi situation rectified to make the delivery list, meaning the name of the customers, what type of plan they were on, the date they signed up, um, if they had any allergies or anything like that. So if they were allergic to anything, etc. So then this is where the problem came in, right? Now on a daily basis, imagine hundreds of customers. Vanessa never got it wrong, but I think there was one weekend they had slept over so that they can work the Sunday. All right, this was within the COVID time, right? And I wanted them to work on the Sunday. So I had them sleep over because it was like a big apartment, 2 rooms, big living room, big kitchen and everything. All right. So I lived there in one room and the rest of the building was used as the restaurant, right? It was right next door to Wireman's house, that big light bluish building there with the palm trees. So she never got it. She never made a mistake. However, they snuck out of the house and they went to a party. I think it was in True Blue Bay Resort. And then when they came back a few days after, she said to me, "Boss, the people from the ministry, they contacted Rhodesia, etc., whatever, and they're doing contact tracing. So apparently now, where they went out to party, some persons had came in. I can't remember if it was by cruise ship or airplane, and the person who was serving them, they were also serving, that same group of people. So they were tracing them to see if anyone would have contracted the corona disease, right? So I asked them to stay home. So I had to bring in some new staff. Now, out of the new staff members who took over Vanessa's job, imagine this young woman, right? Young lady, just left school, not too much experience. So she have this sheet, this book before her, hundreds of names, and she have to create new columns and new rows every single day for the delivery sheets for the drivers, right? So she have to go back into this book for reference, get the names of the customers who are on the plan. You still hear me, right?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm listening.
Right. I heard a noise. I thought something had happened, right? So
No,
she
no,
would have
no.
to dig back into this book. Okay, come forward, write their names, go back, get their number, come forward. She had to flip between pages. Now, in the process of doing that, you,
Right.
Junior, for example, your name gets skipped over.
Right.
So
Okay.
the delivery vehicles go out, and then
Right.
you calling me after 12. I said, okay, deliveries between 11 to 1 or whatever. After 12, after 1, you calling. I'm calling on the road. They said, sir, we're on the way, whatever. Now, the day finishes and you haven't received your meal. You paid $100. When I check the list, when they come back, your name is not on the list.
Okay.
So I'll personally answer Mr. Junior.
Here's
Pardon?
what I mean. We don't have the time to go through every single one in full detail.
I understand. So that's how the conflict started, all right? So you,
Right.
Junior, I give you a refund, but still you go on social media and say, oh, they scammed me, I paid my money, I didn't get no food, and Grenadians started to run with it. They started to run with it, and as a result, you know how Grenadians are. Once it's posted on social media, is the truth. So it started to be spreaded as the truth, and then probably three or four other persons had that same experience.
Right.
Right?
But
I would fix it for
The
them.
National T-shirt looked at your operation and they deemed it a scam. They put out posters like Jamora Jack. What about the wig? The stuff with the wig?
Yeah, I have no affiliation with Jamora Jack or any of the other names that you guys been mentioning. So, for example, Superior Deals, right? I've heard about it. I think it's a good idea. I had no connections with that business. I had no connections. There's a next one, Superior Deals, and
What about
there's
the
another
Christmas
one.
raffle? What about the Christmas raffle?
I have no dealings with that. I know of the woman, Miss Samantha. I gave her advice, all right? But this was her operation totally.
Right.
That's as much as I can say.
But
Now, in terms of pardon?
you know of it. You know of it, or you didn't know about it at all. What was it?
I knew of Miss Samantha,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
I knew of the raffle. I was not involved in the raffle, right? She contacted me, we got in touch. We started speaking because she wanted a place to rent. So that's how I came to know her and everything. But the raffle was something organized by her, managed by her. Everything was done by her. She was just my friend, so we would talk and I would give her, like advice and stuff like that. All right. Now, in terms of the hair salon, I was involved in
the Jamora Jack and the whole hair salon thing. A lot of people spend money expecting weave hair products, never got it. Everything was then tied back to you.
Tied back to me, how though?
They came on social media. A number of persons came in and basically said that you were the one who ran the operation. They got command from you in terms of the solicitation of customers, the payments that have to be made was made back to you. It all tied back to you. The national
it doesn't tie back to me, Junior. It doesn't tie back to me in terms of Jamora Jack, Superior Deals GND, or whatever, that's what they called it. They can never tie back to me. There's no evidence, there's no proof of that nowhere out there. All right. I'm not sure who's the one who started this. No, let me tell you this, right? There's another thing that you mentioned, apart from Jamora Jack, Superior Deals, Food Boss, and the hair salon, the raffle. There's another thing that you just mentioned also. Now, listen, if someone was to start a scam today in Grenada, no one knows about it. Whether it's a foreigner, it doesn't matter. My name is going to call because.
Why? That is the question. Why?
Okay. Simply because. Okay, simply because. From the very first time my name was associated with this, with Food Boss. Well, I think it started before Food Boss, right?
Right.
I have never once, up until recent, I have never once came publicly to defend my name. That's because, reason for that, I'm an ex-GBSS student, right? I have colleagues in very high places. I was advised to not to respond. Don't add any fuel to it. I was
Right.
dying to respond. I was advised by persons in government who went to school with me, persons who copied from me, etc., teachers, etc., persons who worked for the then Prime Minister who advised me. Because I was saying, no, my friend in Miami, which was Anna Augustine at the time, she was saying, do damage control, do damage control. And my people were saying to me, listen, Grenadians, they just talk for a little while and then it just died down. Don't add any fuel to it. So I went with that advice, right? So as a result of me not coming out publicly with lawyers, etc., whatever, to defend my name from the very first instant, I think this is like, one of the reasons why it had continued. But you know where this started, I think? I had posted a house. I had went to my mother and I said, look, this house eventually it's just gonna deteriorate to the point where it's of no use. Now my family live in $1 million mansion in Point Saline. Most of my family are well off. But this house that we grew up in, my mom gave it to me and my sister. I said to her, look, I think we should put this house up for a raffle. And if we raise enough, I think that's where this thing came from. I think that's why my name was, associated with this raffle or whatever, because I tried. I went to Mr. Glenn Paul. Are you hearing me still?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Right. I went to Mr. Glenn Paul. He was in charge of, I think, 3 different police stations at the time. I said, look, I have this idea. And my mom, she's second in it, I want to give you my mother's number so that you can contact her. So I said, Mom, I want to put up the house for like a raffle. And if we sell enough tickets, then, we give out the winning prices, we give out the house, but then we would have made much more than the house is worth, right? If not, then we just probably could just refund everyone their money or whatever. She said, go ahead. I went to Mr. Glenn Paul. He is aware of this, right? But then I guess people thought like, okay, it's simply because the house is a board house, it's a board house. So persons, they laughed and stuff like that. And that's where I think Anna Augustine started spreading the rumor of like a scam. But then Mr. Glenn Paul was able to confirm that.
The names that you're calling, I just have to disclaimer this, the names that you're calling, we have no way of independently verifying those people was ever affiliated. So those are your claims, and it was not independently and cannot be independently verified by Ride Along at the moment. So we don't have no confirmation that they are even involved, because I know you call a few names there to make sure that we clear ourselves with this disclaimer. All right. So you're saying that this National CSIRT got it wrong. They totally got it wrong. He was falsely accused on umpteen occasion when Mr. Dario came out and said,
definitely, most definitely, man. Listen, what I ask is this, right? For any person who claimed that they were scammed by Jexie Gibbs, right? I heard you mention one time that you were told that Richmond Hill doesn't want me. That can never be true. No man is above the law. No man is above the law, right?
right.
And I will challenge anyone who's stating that Jexie Gibbs scammed them. You gave money to me, or whatever the case may be, or I gave you some receipt, of payment, or whatever the case may be, or you paid me, you entrusted your funds with me for goods or services, and you did not receive it. I would like for anyone to come forward with the evidence so that I can be taken to court. That's what I'm challenging. That's what I've been challenging the public to do for the longest while. Now, let me tell you, in relation to Carla Hair Salon, that's a total different thing. Carla Hair Salon, right? She heard my name being mentioned with all these things. She heard persons saying, oh, he's an intelligent guy, She reached out to me, right? She has this hair salon. All right? I said, okay, let me see if I can assist you, right? I did try to assist her. And there are hundreds of Grenadians who can testify that though the prices were low, they actually got the service. There were a lot of videos coming out and everything proving that, right? However,
but a lot of people did not.
No, that's in terms of the wigs. That's in terms of the wigs. I'm coming to that part, if you would allow me. I understand we don't have much time, right? So I decided, okay, let me assist you to manage this, all right? So this is what you need to do. You have too much competition here in this building, you know what I mean? And some customers go here and they go there. I have a tactic. I can bring all the customers to your doors, all right? So I gave her some strategies to use. She started using it, and then almost no one were going to the other salons, etc. that were in the same building. Everyone was coming to her as a result of my advice, right? My business tactics. Now, it got to a point where she started to become a little bit selfish, you know?
Right.
Right. So I didn't ask for much. We decided, okay, we're just going to split it half-half. In terms of the salon revenues, I brought my deep freezer there, selling drinks. I started selling T-shirts and other things to raise funds, right? So we decided we're going to go into the wig business. All right? I think that's what people want to hear about.
Yes.
Listen what happened with this.
Uh-huh.
Carla, she had a few employees, and at one point, the salon itself, it started to lose business. It started to lose customers, right? Because why? The line was piling up. Persons were coming there from the morning time, and they're moving slow. Persons are there all in the night. They can't get service. So persons started to withdraw their funds and everything, right, that they have paid. So then it was just basically a subscription model, just like Food Boss. All right? You pay a flat fee, and then you can get free services, multiple times throughout the month, right? So persons started to withdraw because, at the beginning, they were getting the service. Then when like more customers started to come on board, there were not enough employees to take care of all of them. So it came to a point when the workers, right? I was never at that place. It came to a point when the workers couldn't get, like, the time to pay them was coming close, and she did not have all of the money to pay all of the new hairdressers that were hired, right? This is exactly what happened. This is where the problem went, Junior. So now, the shipment, it did come through. The shipment did come through. Guess what happened? The money now to pay off the employees, Carla said she's gonna have to borrow out of the money that the people made payments for wigs for. She's gonna have to borrow out of that money to pay off the employees. Right. I said, Carla, listen, you're gonna have to ensure that money is replaced in time. All right? So that the deliveries can take place for the wigs and everything like that. You know what I mean? And end of month was approaching and whatever, and she didn't want the employees to go bashing her. So she decided she's going to borrow the money to pay off some of the Jamaicans and this other girl from the country, two other, like probably 4 or 5 employees in all, right? I think it was 4 employees. So she borrowed some of the money, a few $1,000s from the deposits that were made by persons for wigs. And then when it was time to clear the wigs off of the port was saying 40%. The total cost of all these things plus 40%, the custom duties, custom tax or whatever, right? And she did not replace the money. She did not replace it. And that's where the problem. So it stayed on the port then. It stayed on the port there for almost like a year.
So no one got their wig. And
there were persons who got their wigs, of course.
There were some persons who got their wig, but there's a lot of people who did not get it. There were a lot of people who called the program. There's a lot of people who sent me your information and sent me conversation. There was someone that even said that they was employed by you, and that was the Jamura Jack one. And
no. I had nothing to do with Jamura Jack. We're talking about Carla Hair Salon.
Right. No. Well. I'm putting it together because it came to me like this. It came to me Jamura Jack, Carla Hair Salon.
No, they were not connected. They were not connected.
I know they were not connected, but that's how people sent me the information. I'm telling you.
I understand. I'm understanding you.
The Jamura Jack information came to me because a lot of people said that they purchased wig and they're not getting it, and they need to contact this person named Jamura Jack.
That was not for me. I had nothing to do with that.
An individual reached out to me and they said that you were the person. She would collect the money and collect the names and meet you at the end.
That was totally false. That was totally false.
Okay, that didn't happen. Okay, all right.
That was totally false. I'm telling you about concerning Carla Hair Salon.
Right.
What happened here? Oh yeah, sorry, it came back. Yeah. I'm telling you about. I didn't have to do this. I'm trying to be transparent, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
In terms of Carla Hair Salon, in terms of Food Boss, right? These I can speak about, and I'm saying to you, in terms of color hair salon, some of the money, not all, there are persons who receive their wigs. Persons even from Carriacou receive their wigs, right? And Grenada. However, when the second shipment came in, the money that was supposed to be a part of the clearance fee for those wigs, it was used by Carla to pay off employees.
Right.
And I made it clear to her she would have to replace it in time so that when the stuff comes in, it can be cleared. It costs over 3,000 something or more, over 3,000 something to clear the goods, to clear the wigs. And she decided like she's not going to do it. So then she put out a statement, a false statement, and she stated that she was going to like, repay the persons, like one by one, one by one. I didn't see the need for that. She could have just made the money available. She could have gone to the bank, taken a loan, whatever you had to do, because she used it to pay off employees, hairdressers, which was separate from the wig business, if you understand what I mean.
Right.
And it was not replaced in time to clear the wig so that persons can get their stuff. That is exactly what happened.
Okay. All right. So
those things those wigs stayed on the port almost like a whole year and something.
Right. Okay. These happened a few years ago. I mean, people still upset that they did not get back their money or their wig. But particularly what I want to focus on today in this conversation.
That's what I thought. It was about what's going on in Guyana.
Yeah, no, I had to get that. Come on. Yeah. I mean, come on. We had to talk
about
definitely.
That. I appreciate that too. I appreciate that. I'm able to get that out on your platform also.
Right. So yesterday, I got a call from an individual that said, someone from Guyana, and they asked me if they know of this individual, your name, right? Jexie Gibbs. Because they forward a message to me stating that someone in Guyana, that this flyer that I'm going to put up on the screen right now is in circulation. This flyer right here is in circulation. And because of that flyer in circulation, that basically told people in Guyana that they should strike two week strike, nationwide strike, not go to work. Amongst other things, because of the death of Adriana. Now, as I said earlier, Adriana is an 11-year-old that was found in the pool. Remember, we carried that story last week. This story basically went viral in Guyana, so much so that I'm going to show you this video. This video here, that's the U.S. Embassy in Guyana that was cut off, right? Because they was expecting a major protest. So the flyer, the promotion was geared towards a major protest and strike, no work, no school, nothing happening for this time. And the U.S. Embassy in Guyana, as I said earlier, that's the video there for compliments journalists in Guyana. It was cut off because they was expecting a major protest. So we later found out that the person behind this flyer and this promotion happened to be Jexie Gibbs. So somebody asked me, who is this Jexie Gibbs fella? So I decided that I will contact you to get a further and better understanding of this. What your name doing now calling with Adriana Young, and you being the global justice movement, and you are also what? Let me get your title correctly. You are the International Justice Coordinator. Did I get that right?
No. I think read it out properly.
Okay, let me see. Well, on the flyer it says, let me give you your full credit, man. Let me give you full credit. It says Global Justice Movement, right? Adriana Young, Global Justice Movement. And I believe you labeled yourself, if I'm not getting it right, you could fill in the blanks, International Justice Coordinator.
Okay, so Mr. Junior, this is what I asked you of earlier, and you said I'm going to get the opportunity to do this. Now, in terms of the allegations of the past scams, etc., and my name being attached to it, I understand the back and forth, right? However, in relation to this, how much time do I have left on this?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. We have time.
Mr. Junior, this is your program, right? You the boss.
Yes, your
And
time. I tell you, if
I
you
would
go
like
over
to make a
time, if you
public
go over
I
time,
would like
if
to
you go
make a
over
public
time,
statement concerning this without being interrupted. Not respectfully, please, if I can.
yeah, but keep in mind, if you say something that I need to question, I'll go question you. So
Can
just
you just
remember
do
your
it after? Okay, you just give me can you give me 10 minutes and then ask me
10 minutes is
anything
too long.
after that?
10 minutes, 10 minutes is too long. Try 5 minutes, and then I'll ask the question. I'm a keen listener. I'm a good listener. So go ahead.
The
I'm
people
listening.
would like to hear me. They would like to
Yeah,
hear me.
absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, so once again, to the people of Grenada, Guyana, the Caribbean, and the wider world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who have been following the tragic story. I'm going to just speed it up. Who have been following the tragic story of Adriana Young. I just have to give some backstory so that persons can understand how and why I got involved in the first place. All right?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
If that's okay, right? Who have been following the tragic story of Adriana Young, right? And who may have heard or seen false allegations made against me in the recent moments. Now, I thank right along for this opportunity to speak, not only in defense of my name, but more importantly, in defense of truth, justice, and innocence, right? Now, let me take you back to April 23rd, 2025, a day that will forever live in the hearts of those who still have a conscience. An 11-year-old girl, Adriana Young, disappeared, as you all know, during a family outing to the Doubleday Hotel in Guyana. The moment I came across the report of her disappearance, my spirit stirred with urgency. I did not know her personally, I did not know her family, but I knew in that moment this was not a normal case. Something in my spirit said, follow this story, right, Mr. Junior? Now,
Yeah.
God, what's
No, go ahead.
happening?
Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm listening.
I saw a change on the screen. My bad.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That just a graphic that's on
Yeah.
the
So
screen.
something said to me, follow this story, right? God is actually revealing something hidden in the shadows. All right. Now, Adrian and the children had gone to get wristbands for the pool. And when they were asked their ages. Adriana said 11 years old, right? A photo had surfaced recently of one of the owners of the hotel allegedly filming and monitoring the girl minutes before she disappeared, right? Now, very soon after that, I'm just telling you the reason why I got involved. Very soon
Yes.
after that, she disappeared, right? Her family was immediately alarmed, but instead of receiving help, they were denied access by the owner to search the hotel for help, right? For their own child. Now, for hours, the hotel were off limits. The family begged the owner to drain the pool. They refused. A swimming instructor who was there on that day, assisting persons to learn how to swim, etc. He searched the pool. The neighborhood people, they refused to the neighborhood people will refuse to search the hotel, right? Now, crowds formed, Mr. Junior. Adriana was not there, right? Let me repeat, she was not in that pool. The pool was searched multiple times. It was visible and clear at around minutes 2 with sunlight direct over it, right? Now you could see the bottom of the pool and there was no body. So this is one of the things that sparked my you know, curiosity. Now at one
Right.
point, a high-ranking officer told the family they had footage of the girl being kidnapped by a man in a black Ram vehicle. He even gave a name and a license plate, Mr. Junior. Please don't stop me. Pardon?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right, right. The family was told, right, not to worry by the senior officer. She was Did he have footage on his phone that this girl was kidnapped and placed in a black ram? They even gave the name, right? And that they were tracking him and everything, the number plate and everything. They said they tried to get the family to move. The family insisted on going with the police to identify the man, and the police said, no, you cannot come with us. The family still refused to leave the hotel without answers, right? Now, they were later told that the information about the vehicle was false, right? The latter said that they got a call. They later said that they got a call, right? That she was spotted at some location and tried to get the family to leave that location and they failed. The supposed footage mysteriously couldn't be shown, and up to this day, it has not been shown. That was a lie from the officers, right? Sparking my curiosity even more. Now, an officer even told Adriana's mother, one genuine officer on that scene, he said, listen, do not move. He told the grandmother this, don't move. She's still here. I'll bring in the sniffing dogs, right? But still no action, no justice, right? Now the next morning, just running through real quick, the next morning, as sunlight lit the area and the poolside was completely dry, around the poolside was completely dry, right? The officers in riot gear came in and pushed the crowds outside of the premises, all right? Now, while outside, someone said they saw the elevator descend with 2 trolleys, right? Came out. One with alcohol and the other with a bundled white sheet, and there was a swap, and one trolley went back up the elevator. You could see it from the outside. It's like a glass kind of thing. So someone shouted a little while after. Someone shouted, "Hey, hey, hey! What's going on there?" And someone claimed that they saw someone drop something into the pool. Now, soon after, the crowd broke down the fence. They rushed into that building, and the little girl, her body was mysteriously back in the pool. Right now,
Right.
floating vertically, inconsistent with someone who has drowned naturally. Vertically, right? Normally, when someone drowns and the body resurfaces after 2 to 3 days, it's normally flat on the surface, right? So all these things spark my curiosity, right? Now, a
Right.
pool set multiple times. The child was discovered with cotton stuffed in her nose. All hundreds of bystanders, pictures, everything confirmed this. Her body was unnaturally cold, the father said, and there were discolorations, bruises, and marks inconsistent with drowning on her face, hands, knees, and elbows, right? Her father and many others observed this. Now, shockingly, not one single officer, right, after she was pulled from the pool, not one single officer followed protocol. Not one. I'm sure if it was Grenadian authorities, they would have moved towards the body, tried to get the crowd, to back off a little. Nothing like that was done, right? No one took control of the crime scene. No urgency, no concern. The scene was left open for public contamination, right? Now they stood afar, and then wet footprints were found leading directly from the pool where the girl was placed to an officer named Leroy Smith, or whatever the case may be, leading right back to his footsteps, right? Whose pants, which were dry minutes earlier, was soaked wet all down to his shoes, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Jexie, hold on. I don't mean to stop you. I don't mean to think about train of thought. We carry this story, so we know all of this part. We really know all of this
okay,
part.
so all right. So what I did now,
Mm-hmm.
I made contact with the family.
Okay, that's
right.
what I want.
I got in my
So you made direct contact with the family.
Yeah. I have their numbers and everything. I speak to the mother, the auntie, and everything, the cousin, right? So I made direct contact with the family. If you want me to send you a WhatsApp screenshot of this, I can do this. All right. Now, they granted me permission to assist them in any way I could to get outside help, right? Because it became obvious the local authorities and the government of Guyana had no intention of inviting international law enforcement, right? Now, let me be clear.
Who did you tell them that you represented?
No. I told them I'm just a regular citizen of Grenada, right?
Mm-hmm.
I made it clear to them I'm not an attorney. I have studied law at the highest levels, private study. I'm not an attorney. I told my audience everything about my past gang relations and etc. I told them, I'm a reformed person. You know what I mean? I speak, against gang violence. I speak to the youth and whatever. I'm an advocate against injustice, just like Malcolm X or any one of them, right? And I told them, I said, listen, according to Guyanese law, right? The lawyers, because the lawyer stated publicly that he wrote 2 letters to the president asking him to invite the FBI, etc. Right? The president just refused him for weeks. He just ignored him. Now I cautioned the family. I said, listen, as someone who can advise you, listen. According to Guyanese law, once you're a licensed attorney, it's against the law for a lawyer to engage with the FBI concerning any investigation in Guyana. I'm sure it might be the same as in Grenada.
I cannot independently verify that.
Okay. Like I said, so in Guyana, according to the laws, none of the attorneys, none of them are able to engage with the FBI, Scotland Yard, Interpol, the RCMP, Royal Canadian Metropolitan Police. They cannot do that. So if the government does not want to them to intervene, the lawyers' hands are basically tied, right? Now, as I would have explained...
Hold on. You're going too fast. You're going fast, man. You're going
I'm going fast because you're giving me time. You're telling me about time.
I don't want to miss critical information. I want to understand, why would they trust Jexie Gibbs, someone with a rugged past that is very rugged, and you, to your own admission, you said that your past is very rugged.
A past has nothing to do with someone's present.
Right.
in
I
many of the
understand, but
occasions.
what I'm
As in the
saying,
case of
why?
Malcolm X, as in the case of Mr. Mandela, as in the case of Sam Tukey, the leader of the
Absolutely.
Crip gang, who got a
I agree.
Nobel Peace Prize,
I
etc.
agree.
Right? Your past
I agree.
30. Listen, let me tell you this, Junior. Find out
Uh,
when was the last time Jexie Gibbs was. Let me calm down a little bit.
yeah.
Find out how many years ago was the last time I was charged with any offense in Grenada. 2011. So that's what, 13 years ago?
Right. So
13 years.
the last time you was charged was
Position,
in
and I pled
2011
guilty.
for a firearm and
Yeah,
another
I
harm.
pled guilty. I pled
Right.
guilty to a firearm that a girl claimed that she brought into the house and I had no knowledge of. I
Right.
pled guilty so she could go free.
Yeah, yeah, it's not about that. It's not about that. I don't want to get. What I'm saying is,
I'm just
who
saying.
you presented to them to say, you know what? Yes, man, this guy Jexie Gibbs is the person that could get in touch with Scotland Yard, FBI, NYPD, every media organization. Which, by the way, Jexie, I think you're a brilliant guy. You are such a
Listen. Okay, so
you're
let me listen. I don't want you painting it in a way for your audience to think crazy, right? Now
no,
let
no,
me
no.
show you this. No, let me
Uh-huh.
say this, right?
Right.
Junior,
Uh-huh.
if you as a citizen of Grenada, any one of the persons in your comment section, right, who are going
Mhm.
crazy. I cannot see the comments, I don't know why, but any citizen of Grenada or any other country, they
Right.
can write formal letters,
Yes.
right, to these agencies, United
Absolutely.
Nations, right, Interpol, whatever, right? As I
Yes.
stated before, a lawyer cannot engage with these particular agencies from Guyana. They have to go through the government, and the government is basically saying that's not necessary. That's not necessary because the pathologists ruled that it was by drowning. All right. So we brought in foreign pathologists and etc. We don't have to go through that, and stuff like that. They even went as far as saying, okay, they're going to bring in a retired member of the Royal Canadian Metropolitan Police Force, right?
Right.
Someone who the family members is saying to me that that person is related to the owner of the hotel, right? So I went to the family and this is what I did, right? Remember, I went to GBSS and plus I'm someone who I study 20 different subjects on a daily basis. Even if I give each subject 15 minutes, 20, whatever, I try to keep my brain always, in a state of learning. So what I did now, I got on the phone with them. I actually got on my live. I fasted. I prayed with my followers from Guyana. And
Mm-hmm.
someone reached out to me and said, "Hey, I know the family members very well. Here are their numbers. Here's the number to the mom and the father." When I contacted the mother, I think it was 2 Wednesdays ago, she was in the clinic. She was very sick and weak. All right. I expressed my condolences and everything. Later on the night, I contacted her again. It was very loud because there were a lot of protesters, a lot of supporters around. The next morning, I sent her a very long message and a voice note. I didn't get a response immediately, right? But I kept on engaging with them. Now, word went out that the family was making plans to bury the body on May the 5th, right? Indian Arrivals Day. This is
Mm-hmm.
for another time. Persons, you can come to my live if you want to get the whole history concerning why these persons were trying to get it done on that day. That's a different thing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now, right, I was the one who put out a post stating, like a message to the family members, right? Halt the burial of this young girl. And it's on my page. It got thousands of views, probably 300,000 views in 2 days.
Right.
I also put up a post that got 2 million views in less than 48 hours, demonstrating,
Mm-hmm.
right, how this person was actually ritually sacrificed. I showed it in my presentation, my diagrams. I put a long caption explaining some deep things, that has to do with realistic stuff and the number 11 and stuff like
Right.
that. And the reason why they would ask her name and everything, it's on my page. I'm gonna share it. So
Right.
anyone interested, you can go look at it. And the family, they looked at it and they were shocked. 2 million views in less than 48 hours, right?
Right.
So now I pushed for this. I was the one who stopped that funeral, Mr. Junior, in case you didn't know, right? Jexie Gibbs,
Mm-hmm.
because not most of it, most of the evidence were burnt in this building, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
videos showing clearly the officer enter into that room, black smoke coming out, and then emerging slowly from the room and just walking down the stairs slowly. The protesters didn't burn it. They started pelting stuff against the building, The officer was on the second floor. He did not come to the body. The same officer with all his pants wet and the footsteps leading back to him. From the girl was just like 3 feet in the water, right by the ladder, showing that someone that morning, after it was already clear, someone came and placed her in that pool, but it was not out in the deep. And you could see, okay, if someone goes down, let's say 3 flight of stairs down that ladder, the water would reach around by the knee or whatever. So whatever. That same officer, I know Corporal Douglas, any one of them, Mr. Smith, they would have gone to the body and said, hey, guys, stand back a little bit. Nobody touched the body, at least, something like that in Grenada. This basic protocol, right? None of the officers, none of the sergeants, the corporals, the brown suit, khaki suit men, nobody, no staff member, none of these members were in shock, all right? So that was one of the reasons why sparked my interest. And then this officer left there, walked up the stairs to the second floor where the managers and stuff were on, so other staff members, and he's guarding anyone from coming up to the second floor. For like 10 minutes, you can see this on the video. Then he leaves, he edges to the left, to the entrance of this room. There's a picture with him collaring somebody up in the neck. I have that picture, right in front of that room. And then a few minutes after, you see thick black smoke coming out of that same room where you see the red cloth. Everything was not burnt. They find stacks of cash, US and pounds and everything in that same room that was burnt. That's where the fire started, right? It's clear. Right. And then so he is coming out very slowly. A world-class hotel like Silver Sun or whatever. And any slight notice of smoke coming from any one of those hotels in Grenada, right? There would be like a panic. Hey, nothing like that. Everybody seemed to okay, it appears allegedly that nobody was concerned. All right. So the world was left to draw their conclusions. So okay, he emerged from there, whatever place was born.
Let me just say this to your credit, Jexie, and I said it before, I say it again. You're a very, very intelligent fella, right?
I would like for you to read the letter that I sent to the FBI on behalf of this family, if you get a chance.
That's what I'm kind of getting at, because you took it upon yourself, right, to engage the Interpol.
Right.
Urgent request.
List for your viewers all the different correspondence I've sent to you. Okay, and so where?
You sent it to the IAC HR, that intervention for, right? That who's that?
Read it, Mr. Junior.
Right. No, but it's a lot. I don't want to read. I'll give you the names of it, and then I'll read one of them, right? You sent a letter to Interpol. You sent a letter to this one is from the U.S. Embassy Assistant for Securing FBI Intervention. You sent it to the FBI. You send this other one here to, and I'm going to read one of them, so much of them. Urgent appeal for intervention. All right, let me read this one. The one that was sent to the FBI. All right, how about that?
Wonderful.
And I write as a public justice advocate and international coordinator, acting on the behalf of the grieving family of Adriana Young, a 11-year-old who was tragically and suspiciously lost her life between April 23rd to the 24th, 2025, during the family outing at the Doubleday Hotel in Essequibo, Guyana. We are gravely concerned about what appeared to be a state level cover-up. Right. So you basically reach out to all these agencies, given the facts and the information. You gave the case summary, the victim name, her age, the body was found at that particular location. I mean, you did a good job. I ain't gonna lie. You did an excellent job. Alarming autopsy and investigation. You outlined that very boldly. Critical whistleblowers revelation. You outlined that as well. You went on to speak about why the U.S. Embassy and the FBI should support this the support is urgently needed. Attach available upon request. I mean, this is a freaking good job, Jexie. You did awesome.
Would you say it can rival any letter from any lawyer out there?
No, it's good. It's good. I ain't gonna lie.
It's international level, Mr. Junior. Admit it.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. It is international level. It's well written, well presented. You could go through each one point by point. You took a lot of time, it seems, to put
Mr.
this.
Junior, without cutting you, right? You know, to get one letter, one single letter like this from a lawyer in Grenada, you know how much it would cost for just one of those letters?
Yeah.
Even if you go to a lawyer and you say, you know, I need a simple, like a simple agreement done, a one-page thing. They telling you, okay, $900, sir, 800, 700, 1,000, sir. I wrote multiple letters, free
Right.
of cost,
Right.
highest level possible.
Right.
In fact, right? Have you heard about the nurse? Without cutting you, there was a nurse who was a part of the autopsy room, right?
Yeah.
You heard about her? She got arrested for a conversation she had in private and everything like that. She was arrested. She was basically saying this was not consistent with drowning. It's consistent with death by suffocation. And two other persons from that room who were called to do the observance, they had agreed with her. And she was, you know, like, okay, yeah, that's the conclusion. And she was shocked after they got on the phone and stuff like that and whatever, which they were not supposed to, she said. She was shocked when they came back and said, oh, it's death by drowning. So she didn't put her name on the attendance sheet, right? She confided with someone she trusted, Nurse Serena King, and he recorded her secretly against her will, right? And everything. It's on bail. She was not. Do you know, Mr. Junior? This is very important, right? That you have that letter in front of you also. Do you know that Jexie Gibbs also wrote to the highest court in Guyana? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Why you went down so low though?
Nah, that's because you got a call. Probably you got a call. So you need to go back out and come back in.
Pardon?
You got a call, so that probably threw you off. So you have to go back out and come back in really quickly.
Okay, no problem.
All right. All right, guys. So we're speaking live here with Jexie Gibbs, and he'll be back. And we are going to open up the phone lines if you want to chat a quick bit. Number that you call 718-701-5720. I was speaking about the letter, right? And the letters that was written, right? And trust me, guys, I mean, seriously, no lie, right? The letters are well written, well presented. It's a damn good letter, right? I'm showing one of it. This one was a letter that was attached and sent to I believe it was the FBI.
Get the one for the FBI, Mr. Junior.
Right. So that's what I'm showing on the screen. So Jexie, here's what I want to ask you now. So you did all of that stuff, right? What did the family, or how did you compensate yourself or aim to compensate yourself for this work?
Okay, so as I stated, the family gave me full authorization to do this. There's also a letter that they were supposed to sign that I was supposed to attach when approaching the FBI, right? The family was supposed to get all the necessary stuff, you know, from the autopsy, etc., to attach, you know. But I just, you know, I said, you know what, let me just send it in still, and then when they request it, upon their request, you know, I'll be able to show the family the response I got through email or whatever through the website, and then.
All right, we lost him there, but he's going to reconnect. All right, we lost him there, but he's going to reconnect, so we could find out about it. Because the claim, one of the claim that is being made is, and that's okay. He's reconnecting. All right, Jexie, you there?
Yeah, I'm here still.
All right, yeah, you got disconnected there. You were saying about the family.
So I can also send you a screenshot of the family, the mother actually thanking me for all that I've been doing for the family and everything. Because when I read the first letter to them over the phone, she woke up the auntie. The auntie is Miss Amika Lewis. Right. She woke her up and she said, "Look, you need to come hear this." And then, so they put the phone on speaker, and I told my audience, if I get 5 minutes with this family, that's it, I'm in.
Right.
And then someone who normally provides transportation for them, she said, "Sir, look, you're the right person for this. That's the father's number and the mother's number." I got in touch with them. I read the first letter to them, to the FBI, and they said, "Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. This is what we've been needing all along. This is what we need. This is what we need. Sir, please go ahead and do it." I said, "Listen, I'm going to send you a copy. I'm going to send you a copy of a few different letters that I'm sending to different organizations, right?" So I also wrote to the BBC, Amnesty, you know, I wrote to many different organizations, right? CNN, etc. I just sent you, how much I sent you? About 10 of them?
Yeah, send me about
So
10 of them.
I have way more than that.
I saw the CNN one. I saw Amnesty. I saw a few
You
of
saw
them.
the
Yeah,
BBC one, the
I
one
saw
for
the
BBC
BBC one
also.
as well. Yes.
Right. The one for the US Embassy and everything, the one for Interpol, Scotland Yard, everything, right? So now
Yeah.
listen, for United Nations, Watchdog, all these different organizations. Now, the lawyers, their hands are tied towards doing these things. So when I send the documents to them, the family, they read them and they came back. She sent me a WhatsApp message thanking me for all of this. And go ahead. Yes. They said, listen, send the letters. We can sign it online, just to show written authorization, right? No, like I didn't approach them that like I belong to any particular institution or any particular legally registered organization, right? I took upon the name. I self-proclaimed, and then I got permission from the family. They co-signed it. Go ahead and use the name. So I
Right.
called it the Adriana Young Global Justice Movement. All right, and I have the vision and the mission statements for those organizations in my documents here and everything, right? And it's not just for her, because it's also for any injustice anywhere in the Caribbean, anywhere in the world, right? I'm going to
Right.
be speaking out against these things, right?
Right.
So
Okay. So
then,
let's go straight to it, Jexie. I want to find out about financial arrangement.
yeah, which financial arrangement? Which? Okay, so
Uh-huh.
Mr. Junior, I have thousands of Guyanese, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who can testify to me? Because let me tell you, my following went from 1.2K to 8,000 something in like a few days, right?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Most of them are Guyanese. And when you come on my live, there are people from all over the world, every different flag, China, all over on my live. They look at me for leadership. No, I say to them, look, we need to do, this is a constitutional right in any democracy. We need to do non-violent, peaceful protest. No looting, no burning. These are in my statements every single time in my life. And I'm not going to remove any one of them from there. Now, I came up with the idea of, let me tell you. So I want to answer your question concerning, I'm talking too fast.
No, you're not
Compensation.
talking. I want to specifically about
Yeah,
the
yeah,
financial
let's
arrangement.
come to that. Let's come to that.
Yeah.
Let's come to that, right?
Uh-huh.
So persons have been saying to me, come to TikTok. So Brian Young, the father, he's on TikTok, he takes calls. I have not been to TikTok in over a year. That account is inactive, right? I used to
Mm-hmm.
be teaching. If you go to that TikTok, all you're going to see is videos of me, clips of me teaching students from all over the Caribbean free. University level, college level, secondary level. Okay, so I'm not into TikTok. If I was for money, I would have been on TikTok where they could have sent gifts to me. I
Right.
am on Facebook, and I could show you my insights. It's millions in views and it's 0.00 in dollars, right? Now, due to the fact that the lawyers cannot go behind the government back to engage with the FBI, this is how the money thing come in, right? The conversation about the money. I sat down, I brainstormed, I haven't eaten for the day, I'm fasting and praying consistently. I told him it's a spiritual war. So I came up with the idea. I said, listen, the government is not interested in bringing in the FBI or any other international law enforcement agencies. They're not responding to the lawyers' calls to bring in international assistance. So they considering it to be a cover-up already. That's the lawyers and everyone publicly, basically, globally, right? So I came up with the idea. I said, listen, they got these agencies. I'll just list them for you. They got these agencies, Junior, right?
Mm-hmm.
The top 4 in the world. They are what you call private investigation firms. These groups consist of ex or retired top elite FBI agents.
But you're deviating, You find you're deviating,
No. I'm coming. This is exactly how the money talk came up.
Uh-huh.
I'm right here, right now, in 2 seconds. That's what it is, right? I'm not.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let me fast forward then. The idea of hiring. That's where the money talk come up from.
Right.
If we cannot pay, from my research, you cannot pay the FBI to do nothing. You cannot pay none of these agencies. But ex-FBI agents, ex-US military generals, ex-CIA agents, the very top in the world, when they retire, they're not ready to just go home in a rocking chair, right? So they form these organizations. You call them private investigation firms. consisting of the very best in the world who've worked with the FBI, Interpol, etc. 30, 20, 40 plus years, right? You understand? They have all the connections with the FBI. So apart from the letters that myself and my group is sending in, I also have persons on the ground in the US walking in to the FBI office in Washington and New York, etc. Apart from me sending in emails and uploading documents to their websites, I have persons now going in physically and handing it in, also write the letters. Now, the plan is to, as a citizen not of Guyana, not under that jurisdiction, not abiding by their laws, as a citizen of the world, an advocate, international advocate, right? We have the authorities to write to these agencies and these international bodies. Understand? So now, these private investigation firms, they are normally hired by governments around the world, by 500 companies, by the top, by royal families. Their services are sought out greatly. So the plan was, stop doing this. The plan was to let's raise funds.
Yes.
Right?
That's where I want to come at.
Okay, so that's where I'm coming from. Okay, so I have to let you know, raise funds for what? So I'm trying to make the foundation. Let's raise for about the idea of that's raising funds to pay these private investigation firms.
But Jexie, let me ask you a question. Why, if you are contacting the FBI, Scotland Yard, CNN, BBC, Interpol, why do you have to raise funds to pay them? I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
People who retire and you want
listen, so it's a comprehensive, allow me, it's a comprehensive approach. A comprehensive approach. All right? So now, the idea came up as I was brainstorming. Right? The idea came up to write the letters. I wrote them. I sent them out. I even gave copies to Guyanese citizens.
No, I understand all that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So we passed that. You just keep trying to cut me. So then the idea came up. The idea came up yesterday.
Interpol and CNN and BBC.
Okay. So let me tell you why. So your people want to hear. Remember, it's not between you and me only, right?
Right.
Your people want to hear also, right?
Yeah.
So yesterday, right? As I continued praying for more, guidance. Yesterday, the idea came to me. Okay. Why don't we, the supporters, with the permission, it's on my live, the last live that I did last night, with the permission of the family, raise funds, and don't cut me, let me just tell you exactly what I said, raise funds to help the family to pay for 4 different private investigation firms, the top 4 in the world, pay them to come to Guyana and do a private, thorough investigation, right? And we know these persons, they have, if you do your research, they have the access to the same resources, just like the FBI. Nothing is going to be able to be hidden that they cannot, overturn, right? And then they know with their findings, with their connections, they now could be able to take those findings, especially if they find any.
You there? Jexie, you there? Hi guys, we're talking live here with Jexie Gibbs. He lost connection there, but he's gonna come back in. What I'm trying to find out, right, is you see that money thing? See that money thing? It becomes problematic whenever that money conversation starts. And Jexie should know that very well. And I want to kind of get into that because then it comes down to, did the family know that, okay, that you had to raise funds, and who control the money? Like, whose bank account is these funds going into, right? Because it gets kind of sketchy when money start to talk, right? It becomes a problem. Jexie's gonna come back on with us live here. Guys, you may want to participate in the conversation as well. We're trying to get onto the nitty-gritty of it. I want to show you guys another thing, right? Because I don't know if you have time to talk about this one, but this is in addition to This is in addition to the. Okay, Jexie's back. So I can bring him back in. Hey, but your phone giving you real waste, boy.
Yeah. So, Mr. Junior, the idea was now it was an idea I raised on my live, right? And mind you, I invited the family to the live because I would have.
Your phone docking you, boy. Yeah, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back. I want to understand that arrangement. I want to understand that conversation where money is concerned. And the list of names, ladies and gentlemen, where those letters were sent to, right? It is reputable organizations that he said that he sent those documents to. And these documents are not like BBC. If you send a letter to the BBC to build awareness, you want the BBC to be aware so that they could cover the story. The BBC is not going to come back and say, okay, give me $10,000 to cover a story like that. If the BBC see it as a story that they feel like they should run, they're really passionate about it, then they'll come to Guyana and they run it. So I want to understand the logical thinking there when it comes to funds and monies. Jexie, you're back with us.
You sure this is not from your end?
No, it's not on my end. My end is good. I'm good because I'm not getting cut off.
Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Yeah, I'm hearing you clear. You hear me, right?
Yeah, I'm hearing you clear. So
the idea
before you get cut off again, I just want to understand: did the family approve collecting money, and who bank account the money was supposed to go into?
What bank account? No money was to be collected. No money was to be collected anywhere.
Mr. was raising funds.
It was an idea. We're talking about an idea last night while the family members are on the live. The idea now, how about, because there are people showing their flags from all over the world. So I said, look, if everyone from around the world, thousands of our supporters, everybody put $10 each, a lot of money can be raised to pay these private investigation firms to do the investigation for the family. And I made it clear on my live. I'm going to send you a copy. I'm going to chop it and send it to you. I have hundreds of them who are on there. And the auntie was on there. The cousin of Adriana was there. And I said, but listen, so person started saying, okay, so how can we donate? How? I said, listen, this is just an idea. I am in no position to collect any money whatsoever. This was stated multiple times on that same live last night. I said,
why bring up the idea?
What do you mean, why bring up the idea? What do you mean, why bring up the idea? What do you mean? Listen, okay, so that question is...
Okay, I probably shouldn't say why you bring up the idea. Okay,
come on, man.
You're free to bring up any idea. I understand. Perfectly fine.
But don't cut me. Listen what I also made clear to them.
What I should say was, if you're going to have a brilliant idea like this, wouldn't it be better to talk to the family and get...
listen me, man. Listen me. I invited the family to be a part of that meeting with their supporters. The family was there.
Okay.
So I raised what you need to do is go and listen to the live.
Okay.
And you won't have these questions. Anyone interested, the live that I did last night, it started at 5:30 yesterday, I think. Right. It lasted for almost 4 hours. The family was on the live. Get that. So I said, no, if the family members agree that this is a good, everybody's saying it's a great idea, well, yes. Because now, if we pay the private investigators to come do the investigation, their findings now, since they already have direct deep connections with the FBI based on their many years of service there, they are their colleagues. They can be able to take it to them. They can take it to the International Criminal Court, to the United Nations. All these different agencies respect their findings. All right, they are called upon by judges. You understand? If you do research on these private investigation firms. So I said, no money cannot be, if anyone wants to donate, the family has their own GoFundMe for their personal expenditure. As far as I know, it's no longer collecting any funds anymore, right? So persons, hold on to your stuff, and I will pitch the idea to the family. Now, if they agree, they would have a conversation between themselves and they would get their group, their team. They have a team of lawyers. They would bring that to them, and along with the team of lawyers and the family, they would set up that fund. That's what I said on my live.
Okay.
They would set up that fund, and then they would have to come out publicly, just like they did with the lawyers, publicly on the camera, to let the public know we have set up this fund, to raise funds, to invite private investigators, whatever. The family would have to do that, because the lawyer, I don't know, I'm not sure if they're going to do that, right? And then once the family does that on the camera, then I can use my platform. You guys can use your platform now, then to promote it and market it to all the other supporters who've been supporting the family all along. Now, one question I want to ask this guy that put out this thing in Guyana, right? One question to him.
Yes.
He said I collected thousands of US, right? Dollars. Okay. Well, number one, how? Is it through a GoFundMe? Is it through a bank account? Okay. In order for a person to send me money to a bank account, there must be an account number given. Not so?
Right.
Right. So persons will have that bank account number. Put up the bank account number. Put up the name that was given. Put up the name of the bank. Right? Show a text message, a voice note, any post, any live where I said that I am collecting funds on behalf of this family. Anywhere. One person, even if it's one person, could come forward and show where they have sent money to me in any form, whether TikTok, whether Facebook. I would love to see that.
Right.
No, they got some big platforms in Guyana, right? 300,000, whatever. Any one of them, I could be challenged. Use their platform and call for anyone around the world, any supporter. Go on TikTok, broadcast it. Let one person come forward and say, okay, this is where he sent me the bank account number here. Or this is where he told me that. This is where we engage concerning this or whatever. Not one single person on this planet Earth can say. And in fact, I have many hundreds of Guyanese followers coming and saying, but sir, you were on the live repeatedly telling persons you cannot collect no money. What's wrong with this man? It's propaganda. He's just jealous because the family is closer to me. He wants to be closer to the family. He's of no use to the family. All he does is, he comes on, he has 50,000 followers. He comes on, he comes on, he talks whatever, concerning what's taking place. He posts up pictures, videos. There is no one in Guyana who has done more than Jexie Gibbs has done in terms of assisting the family to get outside justice. Well, not outside justice, outside assistance. I'm sorry. Apart from the lawyers, what you're going to see in Guyana, because let me tell you this, the government is basically, well, allegedly, and anyone who comes out to try to speak too much is being targeted, basically. That's what they're saying in Guyana, right? Allegedly. So now, persons are scared to actually speak out too much. They would post videos. They would say, no, but this girl didn't jump, stuff like that, whatever. But they would not go too far. I am stepping way farther than them simply because I'm not from that jurisdiction. So the Guyanese persons are looking up to me as someone with leadership qualities. They give me ideas. They come to my inbox. They call me. They were calling me while we're on this live right now. They want to know how come I haven't gone live as yet. All right? They are attacking. They are defending me. The same person who make this post, my followers are, Guyanese followers are attacking them and saying, that's a lie. That's a lie. The man for many days now.
Not everybody, but hold on.
No, not everybody. No, the majority is on his side because that's his platform. Remember, he has 50-something thousand. He's from Guyana.
Right.
If he says something and he says he has proof, he has whatever, right? Which is defamation of character. I don't know if you know he can be sued from across borders, right? Yeah. I only have 8,000 persons.
Right. Let me take a quick call there, Jexie. We got a call on the line. We got a call online for a bit now. Caller, you live? Where you calling us from?
Hi.
Hey, caller, turn your background. Yeah, this is right along. Turn your background down a bit. It's very loud.
Okay, give me a...
Yeah. Yeah, call. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
He's Jexie asking about bank. Ask why he was the person who was dropping the link in the line for people to go to donate. This thing I was on top. and there's numerous people.
Hold on, let me put you on. Let me put you to the speaker because I ain't hearing you too clear. Go ahead, say it again.
Not hearing that too clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, this morning there's numerous people on TikTok asking for their money back. They send thousands of dollars to that link. And some of them was scrambling to get hold of their banks to stop that transfer.
So who was putting the link in the chat?
Okay. Can I answer this?
Somebody putting the link in the
No, that's not true.
I was in the line.
Okay.
Okay,
hold on, caller. Let me. So Jexie, you had somebody putting a link in there to.
No. Okay. Listen. Okay. So listen. You see now she's and that's the thing, right? So there's a lady by the name of Tomika, right? Tomika. I'm gonna get a name and send it to you, right? Tomika, right? She's following me. I'm not sure where she's from. Tomika. You hear me, Claire?
Yeah, very clear. Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Right. Okay. So while doing my live, a lady came on, a young lady. I have a name and everything. She came on my live and interrupted. And she said she did a GoFundMe, right? No, not a GoFundMe. A petition. Right? To sign to put your signatures and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. And she said she have a petition and she clicked it. She put it in the comment section, right? And she was saying basically she did this petition and she was asking for a person to sign it and whatever. Now I got excited, Okay, a petition, yeah, that's a powerful tool. Listen, Mr. Junior, remember the live is still up, right? The live is still up. I just want your followers to know they can go on my page, the last live, not the one that I did today. Hold on now, sir. Hold on now. Hold on.
I want to know if there was a link that was placed for people.
Oh, that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you right now.
And a link, a petition is a different thing than a payment link. We know that. I know that. You know that. A petition is a petition. I know what a petition is.
Okay, but here's what I'm understanding today. No, here's what I'm understanding. Here's what I'm understanding today, Junior, right? And this is important for persons who would have been signing that petition. I found this out from one of my followers today from New York.
Right.
Now, the person came on the live, Tomika, right? She came on the live and said she did a petition. I don't know her from anywhere. She came and distracted us. Now I said, okay, a petition, that's a powerful tool, okay? We were planning to do a petition also, but if someone else did it, it doesn't matter who did it. So she pasted the link in the comment section, right? So I did say to my followers, guys, okay, look, Tomika, she just put a link there or whatever. You guys can check it out or whatever, right? And then persons who clicked on it saying it was not opening, right? And then she said, it's on her page. It's on her page. One of my followers went and they found it. And then they came back and they said they posted it in one of the groups. Persons could go there and they could click the petition. I went and clicked on it after. And I saw that she's someone who's trying to bring a cause towards maybe I think the court in England, in the UK, right? It was not too professional in writing. You could compare it with my writing. And so it's a petition whereby now you can click on it and I guess, but you have to read a very long text and you can sign. They're trying to collect signatures to take to the UK.
Jexie, however, was there a link for people to pay money?
No. The only link to pay money is what the family put out.
Okay,
and that's not accepting no money no more.
All right, hold on. Caller, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, caller, were you on the live?
Yes, she said she was on the live.
Okay. All right, caller. So you was on the live. So you saw someone put a link for people to pay.
Yes.
It's not a link to pay, it's a petition. And I was the one.
Hold on, Jexie, hold on. Caller, go ahead.
That they could contribute.
Oh, Junior, yes, Junior, yes. No, she's not lying. No.
Come on.
Okay.
You telling me no? No, you telling me yes? You can't remember a link to pay?
No. I'm remembering. Miss, you're not lying. Miss, she's not lying, Junior. She's not lying.
Hold on. Caller, hold on. Jexie, what make you remember that now?
No, okay. So I'm thinking about the petition.
Oh, gosh.
No, hold on. Come on now. The fact that I'm saying she's not lying, no, it should mean something, right?
Okay.
So I'm just
hold on. Go
okay,
ahead.
yes. So I was referring to the other lady with the petition. No,
No,
but I did,
wasn't
yes.
talking about the petition. You talk about the petition. I said, Jexie, I don't talking about
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
you
Yes,
talking about petition.
yes. Okay.
I still talk about the
Oh
payment
God,
link.
Mr. Junior, calm down. Calm down.
Come. Go ahead.
Calm down.
Uh-huh.
Calm down. So
Uh-huh.
yes, Miss, if you're still on the phone, you
Yeah.
are not lying. You're not lying. I remember now. I remember clearly. And guess what? If you go in the comment section, you can see that it's still up. You can see, I can find the comment. You can see who posted the link, right? Now, I told them when they kept asking about donating to bring in the private investigators, I kept telling them that is just an idea. I have to speak to the family first. And when I do, they will have to speak to the family and the lawyer. This particular lady, I don't know if she's out of understanding. She keep wanting to donate. I said, listen, the family, they have their own GoFundMe. I remember now. I said the family have their own GoFundMe. Somebody from the live here who knows about the GoFundMe that the family have, I think it was posted on the first lawyers, Mr. Darren Wade. Yes, the lady's not lying. It's posted on his it's posted on, right. So someone came, Junior, and posted the link, which I don't know if it's not the family's link or whatever, but someone came and posted that link in the comment section last night. Yes, the lady's telling
the when the person came and post the link.
Right. So listen exactly what I said, right? And if you rewind the live, you will see. I said, okay, someone posted it. I think I know the name of the lady. Miss Lithium is a Muslim lady. I can't pronounce her name. And she said, this is a very credible woman to me. She's been helping out with the whole
Adriana Young. Do you know her?
She's a Guyanese, but she always just post stuff about the girl and make comments and different posts.
Is she affiliated with you?
No, I see her on different posts and on different lives, just giving her views and stuff like that all the time. She's a Muslim lady, a light-skinned lady, all right? This damn thing keep cutting up. Yeah. So she went and posted.
All right. We lost Jexie connection again. Caller, you're there. All right, caller, give me.
Junior, he's not telling the truth. I was in that live. He's not telling the truth. He gave the people two options. Either they continue to donate to the family's fund, and they can also donate to that link that I think the person's name is Tamika that dropped the link in that live. And he was telling them they could donate, if everybody right around the world donate $10, they could accumulate that money because he has connection with people in the FBI who retired and have this organization where they go out in different countries and solve crimes. So that money will be contributed towards paying these people, right?
No. Okay.
Yeah.
That is what he even go further to telling people he's some lawyer, some kind of thing.
That's a lie. That's a lie, lady. That's a lie. No, I never once. Thank God the live is up.
Jexie, hold on. Let you finish and then you go get to respond. Go ahead, caller.
Remember, it's no lie, though.
Into what Jexie was telling him. Junior, I was on TikTok and people are scrambling to get back their money because they contributed thousands of dollars. One woman said she gave 1,000 US, another one said 1,000 pounds. The amount of people who contributed towards that cause, it's amazing.
All right.
And this
missing from me
so much, because he is taking advantage of the situation. This child,
man, you need to stop. You need to stop. You need to stop.
Extreme.
Right.
You need to stop. So, Miss. So, guess what? So, you see, Miss. You see what you're doing here.
Jexie,
what you're doing here. Be careful.
Caller, go ahead. Jexie, she can't hear you. She can't. Hold on a second, Jexie. Let she finish and then you get to respond.
The family cannot find what happened to their daughter. They're still grieving. And here he is trying to capitalize on the situation. Do you know about the flyer that was going out asking all Guyanese to don't go to school, no work and assemble in front of the U.S. Embassy?
Yeah, we have that.
The Guyanese Force Center. Do you know he's behind that?
Yeah, well, we already covered that. I already showed the video where the Guyanese forces was in front of the embassy in
The U.S.
the U.S.
Embassy.
embassy in Guyana.
He
Nobody
even
showed up
gave-
though.
he-
Nobody showed up to protest.
No, nobody did, because nobody knew who this person was, because it was thinking was somebody in the U.S. Because that's the impression he gave,
Right.
right? He giving people the impression that he's in the U.S. So people thinking he's in the U.S., this person,
Lord.
and they're really interested in helping this family and so on.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
And it is so distasteful what this young man is doing. And I don't understand what. As a matter of fact, a lot of people on TikTok is starting to tag the FBI, and they're sending that link where the live that he gave involving the FBI, and he knowing people from the FBI to come, and his friends and so on. He's speaking as though he's some big dignitary and so on, but he's not. He's a scammer.
Okay, caller. All right, thank you,
He's
caller.
a scammer.
All right, thank you, caller. We appreciate your input. All right, so can I get a perspective from what you're saying? Jexie, you said earlier that lady is a Muslim.
Right.
How you know she's a Muslim?
Okay, so listen, I need to respond to what this lady is saying here, sir, right?
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Okay, so Junior, for those persons who are listening to this disgraceful person here,
Well, how
right?
you know she's disgraceful? She
Yes, because based on what if she was on the live, hold on, sir. You see now, don't be biased. Allow me to defend myself, right?
Just like how I wouldn't allow her to disrespect you, I don't think you should disrespect her because she was.
She
on the
just
live.
disrespected me by saying lies. I'm telling people I'm from the US and that I've been collecting money, etc. Oh no, that I'm telling you that's not. And listen what I also been telling you, right? The live is up on my profile. It is up. That's what I'm saying. It is up. I'm not taking it down ever.
Okay.
Mr. Junior, let me tell you this.
Yes.
All my supporters from my lives, they know I'm from Grenada. Grenada. Look at the letters that I sent you. Where does it say? Grenada, right? Everyone from my life. You know, persons even told me, don't show your face on the live. Don't say where you're from. This government like to target people. I made it clear to them I'm not scared of this government. I am from Grenada. All my supporters, Junior, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to invite you to one of my live next time, and the people are going to tell you for themselves. They are going to tell you. I'm not going to try to influence them. As a matter of fact, all you need to do is go listen to the live. Right? You still hearing me?
Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now, sir. Right?
I just
all you
changed
need to
because this other mic was giving a buzz, so I just changed mics.
So Junior, for all the people listening, let me tell you this, right? The family has a GoFundMe, right?
Right.
Persons were on the live asking how they can donate after they heard the idea that I came up with to raise funds to pay the private investigator.
So why
and I made it.
Oh
God, you cannot do that. You cannot do this. After I made it clear to them, hold on, sir. After I made it clear to them, this is not yet in motion. It's an idea that I have. What you guys think about it? Everyone said that's a great idea. Yes, let's move. I'm ready to donate. I'm ready. Whatever, right? I made it clear on this live, which is public. It is public all now. Anyone from this live, when you're done here, you can go to that live. It was made yesterday, and you can listen to it. You're going to hear me, Junior, instead of trying to look a certain way in front of the audience here, all you can simply do, no, I'm just telling you. But if I'm telling you, the live is up. It is up. The live she's talking about.
You're still not getting where I'm coming from. I understand, brother. Listen, I give you your credit, you know. You are a brilliant guy. I believe that you could probably teach psychology.
Don't pitch that to me. Don't pitch that, sir. Listen, I can see right through that because you know I'm brilliant for real. But listen what I'm saying.
No.
Listen, so the people listening, this is the honest truth, right? As I was pitching the idea, they got persons who are just joining the live. This live was going for 3 hours, almost 4. Persons are just joining.
With this live?
No, the live that I did that she's talking about.
Your live. Okay. All right.
Right. So there are persons who are just joining, not knowing exactly what we've been speaking about for the longest while. And they're hearing about, okay, we can raise the funds, that part. And then so they start saying, okay, yeah, I'm ready to, whatever, I'm ready to do this. And then if you go on the live, you will clearly hear me stating repeatedly, Junior. So for the persons in the audience who believe what this lady said, You can go over to Jexie's page after, right? I'm going to share the live and pin it. I'm going to pin it to the top of my profile where you can go and you can listen and you can see this woman is like, I don't know who she came from, what she tried to do here, but the fact that the life is up.
You just said, and you realize and you recognize that yes, in fact, there was someone there that was sending out a link. You said, "Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes."
Someone did come and put a link. Eventually, yes.
Then you said the woman is a Muslim. How you know she's a Muslim? I don't know. Like,
no, she have a picture. She have pictures on her profile with her as a Muslim.
But you don't know she's a Muslim.
Okay, well, Muslims just like that.
Like you don't know. You say she have a picture.
Okay, so that's what I mean. All of her pictures on. I can give the name to you. You know.
No,
and you can listen.
Okay, so you know she's a Muslim. So that
it's very easy.
If that person contradicted, right, your position, your stance on what you're trying to push, to have the family push, right? If there was contradicting what you are trying to do, going contrary to what you're trying to do, why didn't you put a stop to it and say, listen, you can't put your own link in here. The family already have a GoFundMe link. I don't want to get involved in that.
No. Okay. All right. So let me clarify this to you, right? Because people are listening.
Right.
People are listening, right? We were talking about, first of all, that's why I didn't remember it at first. And that's why I had to correct myself and let you know that yes, the lady is correct for real, right?
Right.
At first, within that same period, we were talking about the link to the petition, right? Which is just about signatures, right?
I didn't care to know about petition.
Oh God, man! I'm just telling you, this happened around the same time.
Right.
Right. And they were having problems with it, clicking on it, and it was not opening. And she stated you have to go to her page, right? So that's where I got the mix-up. And then there was this one particular person, this lady, one person who was keep repeatedly saying she wanted to donate. How she donate? And I keep telling her, this is just an idea. They're not ready for donations because first of all, the family have to listen to the idea, approve it, and speak to the lawyers, and they would set it up. And when they set it up publicly, we will publish it. But then the person, I don't know if the person is hard of, I don't know if they can't read properly. An elder person it looked like in the photo. So now she kept saying, I want to donate. I don't know if she speak a different language. So I said, okay, miss, if you really want to donate, the family, they already have a GoFundMe out, right? It got over 40-something thousand already. But it's on I didn't donate it. It's on the first lawyer, Mr. Darren Wade's page, right? So someone, and I'm telling you, it was the lady who just like a Muslim. She's like a Muslim, right? She normally comes on my live and other people's live and speak about Adriana. You know, they always go to different posts, commenting and stuff like that. All right? She was the one who went, oh my God, and she came back and she put a link there. It's in my comment section. I never deleted it. Anyone can go to the comment section.
Why didn't you?
I told them, check it out, and you're going to hear that. Listen, you're going to hear it in my live if you go listen to it. I said, look, miss, and I called her name. She said, this is the link to the family GoFundMe in the comment section, right? And I said, guys, okay, so look, Miss Lithium or whatever her name is, I'm going to give you the right pronunciation. I'm going to share her profile with you. I'm going to screenshot the comment itself where she posted the link, all right? And then she said, this is the family, this is the link to the family's GoFundMe. And I mentioned the persons, guys, okay, Miss Lithium just posted, she said that's the family's GoFundMe. You know, click on it and go and make sure that's where something could have happened. Hold on.
What the listener said. And I didn't watch the live.
Okay, so that's a listener. She also said that I said I'm from the US when multiple times everybody know. Drop your flag where you're coming from. Anybody from Grenada? Anybody from my country? Go Grenada. Hey, Roses Blossom. Hey, my sister, what's up? Najuma. Hey, okay. Oh, from someone from China. Hey, blessings to you. And everybody's putting their flag, right? Everybody knows I am from Grenada. This is a blatant lie. So then I said to them, if you go on the link, make sure it's the authentic family GoFundMe before you send anything to anyone.
You said that. You actually
said that. Yes, I swear to Almighty God, the live is up. I swear. I told them the one I know about is on the lawyers, the first lawyer, not the thing.
Give me clearance to go watch the live and do a full vlog on it. And if it contradicts If it contradicts what you're saying here,
I want the police to arrest me. If it contradicts, I want the Grenada authorities to arrest me. If it contradicts, yes, because I'm going to need to be arrested if this is a lie. What I'm saying.
all right, I'm going to watch the live.
I would like, I'm saying it right now, they could be listening. Grenadian authorities, my name has been calling for the longest while in these things. If I'm contradicting, if when Mr. Right Along goes onto my live, I'm contradicting what I'm saying, I would love to be arrested. Do not spare me. Do not say, oh, he's sick and the prison doesn't want. No. Bring me to justice if that's the truth. Mr. Right Along, this one, everybody understood. Everybody understood that. After I said it repeatedly, they understood, oh, this is not anything yet. This is an idea. Oh, and the family, then they keep saying, well, talk to the family, talk to the, so there was this one lady who did not understand, kept repeatedly saying she wanted to donate. I said, miss it. And then persons went and they came back and said, the farm is saying they're not accepting no donations no more. That is what came back. They came back in the live and said, they're saying the farm, the GoFundMe is saying they're not accepting any more donations. That is still in the comment section. I am the only person who can delete that. And it's there. It's there and the live is up.
Okay.
No, there are persons tuning in from Pennsylvania, New York. Everybody knows I'm Grenadian. Every single person knows that. St. George is Grenada.
That's neither here nor there right now. Whether you...
Yeah, but obviously she's lying. But how can you hear that? If she was on the live. I believe she was, based on what she said. Certain things that she said, she just getting certain things wrong. I would like for you to go check the live out in your spare time and come back and do a blog on this.
I'll do that.
So that your audience could understand what Jexie was saying was correct. I directed them to the first lawyer's page. And then one person from the live went, more than one person came back and said, it's saying that they're no longer collecting any funds. She posted it. That lady, I think it was Lithium. She had a kind of funny name.
All right.
I will send you her her profile. I will direct you to listen what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tag your name right in that comment section where she tagged it. I'm gonna respond to it and I'm gonna tag your name. So you can see where she posted and said that's the link to the family thing. I would like for you to check it out and see what's going on with that particular link. Because it's a possibility, based on what the lady's saying. Some of the things she's not really consistent with the truth, but she was definitely on the live in order for her to say this, right? She was on the live. However, she probably is one of the persons who probably came late in the middle of everything, didn't understand fully everything that was being said or whatever, and then that's the reason why she's running with that. I could put my neck on a block.
To wrap this whole thing up here, you are
debunking
any claims that you are involved in any kind of scam, ever been involved in any kind of scam. You did, to your own admission, say that you got yourself involved at an early age in other aspects, other things.
Everyone, gang-related crime and stuff.
I want to prove you differently with things that was said. Again, I didn't see the live, so I could go back and watch the live. Then is it okay to label you a scammer?
Yes, of course.
Are we still going to be friends? I still respect you. I still think that you're very smart. You're supposed to be...
Of course. If you can go, no, listen. If you can go to this live, I'm not hearing you. If you can go to this live and listen it thoroughly, I can guarantee. I can bet you some money here because that's going to be the only way I'm going to make some money, right? I'm broke.
No, we're not.
So then, let's make a bet. Let's make a bet, Junior. No, let's make a bet now. Let's make a bet. $50. I nothing. I need some groceries, man.
Bet any kind of money with Jexie Gibbs because I might lose.
Junior, listen to this, right? Listen to this.
I am going.
Hold on. Listen. I want to say one thing on this live, right? Can I say one thing on this live? To the God, this might not mean nothing to you and your followers, but to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? The God of King David, the God of Moses, the God of my mother, Miss Rosalind Catherine Charles, right? If I collected any money, right? This is what this is about. In relation to Adriana Young, whatever the case may be, or from this live, put out any link or anything like that. If I collected 1 cent, if I told these people that I'm from the US, right? Anything of that sort. Here's what I want you to do for me, right? So I have a damaged knee. I'm looking to do a surgery on it so that I can move about like, I'm moving about, but I have to use the clutch.
I'm
You hear
hearing
me,
you fine.
Junior? Right. If I have any involvement or if I accepted any assent, if I had not been working day and night to help this family genuinely without not a cent, if I have anything to do with any GoFundMe or any petition or anything to do with any account, whatever, Almighty living God, I do not want to live for more than a week. If that's true, I do not want to live on this earth for more than a week. I do not want to. I'm asking you to use your powers that you have. Take me off of this earth. If I was ever involved in collecting any money from persons from Guyana or around the world in the name of Adriana Young, this young girl who made me cry for 8 days
Yes.
straight.
Okay. I'll revert back and check everything.
So please promise when you get your findings in the
Yes.
live, give me a word that you're going to come back here and you're going to give your findings, whatever you find.
I will. And
so I'm going to also share with you that lady in question that I'm speaking about, the one who posted the link and whatever. And I'm also going to go do a live concerning this, right? And I'm going to call upon that person who posted that link on my live. Yeah. How much battery I have? I have 62.
Okay.
That's very good. I am going to call upon that person publicly because I think it's someone who's normally always on my live too.
Okay.
So what could have possibly done? Now, I'm not ruling out what the lady's saying is not possibly true. Right? That's the reason why, Junior, when you listen to live, you're going to hear me telling persons, listen, the only GoFundMe I know about for the family, it was posted on the first lawyer, Darren Wade's page. That's the one you have to go to. And there's someone left and they came back and then they said, oh, this is the GoFundMe for the people. And then they came and they said, persons came back and said, are you still there?
I'm listening. Yes, I'm here.
Persons came back and said, no, the farm is saying that they're no longer collecting funds. And I can believe that because the family did make a statement saying the family does not need any more financial assistance. What they need is support, prayers, and standing with them. That's what they needed. That was a statement that they made because they would have passed
the family had said, the father said, he don't want any violence in the name of his daughter. Yet the flyer.
Exactly. So that's the reason why. That's the reason. If you go on my page, you're gonna see don't just look at the flyer. There's also a long text.
Yeah, but that
asking persons.
The flyer.
No, I have to say this,
flyer,
right? Listen, I created the flyers, right?
To barricade in front of the U.S. Embassy.
Okay, so let me ask you a question: Is peaceful protesting illegal? Anywhere in any democracy, is peaceful protesting illegal? That's what we call for. Myself and other Guyanese, and I made it clear in my statement because the flyer cannot have everything on it. So on my profile right now, you can go and you see we saying we don't want anyone wearing any mask. Once you're wearing a mask, that means you come for something different. We don't want no violence. We don't want no looting. We don't want no fires burning. I even make it clear to tell them, do not block the entrance of the embassy where the workers have to pass in and out. I also made it clear to them, do not prevent the traffic from flowing. Do not block the road. Yes, this is me created this. If you go on my page and you read all the instructions there, you're going to see it. Right?
Yeah. All right. So, Jexie, we let me go ahead and do my homework and report back to the audience because there's a lot to digest, and I have to come back and look.
So yeah, maybe you can bring me back sometime in the future. I think you probably get like maybe a couple 100,000 views tonight. Okay, so last message to the youths of Grenada and the government of Grenada before I go, please, thanks. So, to the government of Grenada and our Caribbean leaders.
Hello? Jexie, you there? All right. Jexie, I find your connection went down, man. All right, guys, yeah.
Can you hear me?
You just came back. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah. No, something muted. My mic muted by mistake.
All right.
I was saying to the government of Grenada and our Caribbean leaders, I humbly call upon you to use your diplomatic influence and regional alliances to formally reach out to the FBI, the U.S. Congress, and other international agencies to request a thorough, independent review into the mysterious and deeply troubling death of Adriana Young in Guyana, the world is watching. A united Caribbean voice for justice can break barriers and bring light to what many believe is a cover-up. Let us not wait until it's too late. And to the youth of Grenada and across the Caribbean, you were born with purpose. You are destined for greatness. Stay away from gangs, drugs, violence, and every form of destructive influence. That road only leads to prison, as I've been, pain, as I've caused my family and my loved ones, or an early grave, as in the case of many of my past colleagues from both sides of the gangs. All right? Now, instead, please rise up, build your minds, chase your dreams, and reach for the stars. You are royalty. Never forget it. Your life matters, your voice matters, and your future is worth fighting for. Your past does not define who you are right now. The fact that you're still alive, it means that you have a purpose. There's still a great impact that can be made from your life. Okay? Use your past experiences to give you the fuel needed to be something great in this world. And never let anyone try to make you feel like, based on your past, you cannot turn out to be something great. You cannot be a powerful voice in society. Blessed good night to everyone.
Jexie Gibbs.
Blessed good night to you, Junior.
Thank
you very much for having me.
Cool.
All right?
Right along live. We didn't even take a break. We'll be right back. I got some closing words.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up several notches. But the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or
Ah, boy. All right, guys. So, all right, along live. Listen, guys. We apologize for the bad quality in the video. I see it on my phone, and the quality looks crazy. really bad, and I apologize. I don't know why that it looks like that. All right. We apologize. I'd like to thank Jexie Gibbs for coming through. Hey, listen, the guy's a brilliant guy. I think Jexie could safely, probably work in government. I really seriously think so. The guy is brilliant. I mean, it's right. He went through a lot. He went through a lot. And it kind of shaped the person that he is. But it rings a bad bell. It brings a bad odor when he's always getting called with some sort of activity or some sort of thing like this National Sea Cert would call it so much of it of the things like the where is it, the food boss, the superior deal, which he said that he has no relation to. Christmas tree raffle, he explained that. The Jamora Jack, he don't know Elizabeth Mohammed, amongst other things. To now be put in a position here today where he's affiliated himself with this fundraiser or this endeavor that would lead to some sort of fundraising. Now, we don't know that to be a fact. Those are allegations. And what I'm going to be doing in the next couple of days, my team, they have a Herculean task to look over that video and report back. And I'll come back and give you guys an analysis of what I think, what was said, what was not said. And we put it into perspective. All right. But I thank Jexie Gibbs for gracing right along, because a lot of people shy away from that interaction because of what people may say. But he didn't shy away. He came, he spoke, he gave his, he stood strong on what he believed. Didn't answer most of the questions, but I understand. But I appreciate the fact that he came, right? I have to appreciate the fact that he came. So there's a lot of things, a lot of digging we have to do from here on. All right. Listen, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being a part of our program, though. I got to give a little programming note, a couple of things that we have going on right now. Don't forget, Carnival is coming up. Carnival is right around the corner. And if you're going to be in Greens for Carnival, you absolutely going to need a taxi service. You need a taxi service like no other. Check out Ride Taxi. So check out ride.gd. You can get your taxi. Of course, you can get your tuk-tuk. You can book your tuk-tuk. Right, where's that? Where is it? Right there. Yeah, you can get your tuk-tuk tours. And it's Carnival, so you can start booking that Carnival tuk-tuk and e-bike excursion, right? So go to ride.gd. That's the website, ride.gd, and book now. That's ride.gd and book. Also, guys, if you're a biker or you have your A-class license, you can now drive for Ride. You can now drive for Ride. If you want to drive for Ride, very, very good salary. You could give us, don't call us. Go to the website and just fill out the application there. We'll contact you, right? So you could drive for Ride. We also looking for agents. If you want to be a Ride agent, make some money, fully commission, you could give us a call as well to find out how you could become a Ride agent. Okay? If you're getting married, ringing those wedding bells, you could get a fleet of tuk-tuks. Yeah, a fleet of tuk-tuks to transport you and your whole entire crew. All right. Oh, guys. Oh, we're looking for this. If you know someone that is passionate about bicycles, e-bikes, and stuff like that, we're looking for someone to manage that department in terms of making sure that everything is in place, and clean, and everything is just proper. All right. So contact us if you have a passion for bicycles. You would like to take care of them. You know about the mechanics of the bicycles. We're looking for someone to manage that department. Okay. Join the team here at Ride. Thanks for being a part of our program, guys. Don't forget, if you also want to advertise and Ride Along Live, give us a call. It pays to advertise. Good night, good night, good night, and good night. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Mañana. Tomorrow will be greater. Good night.
Are you looking to take your business or event to the next level? Advertise on Ride Along Live and reach over 10 million viewers worldwide every month. With a global audience tuning in for the latest news, entertainment, and culture, your message will get the exposure it deserves. Don't miss the opportunity to showcase your brand to a diverse and engaged audience. Ride Along Live, where the world watches and your business grows.